Hello, in this tutorial we are going to discuss about JSON. So agenda is in front of you on your screen. So let's go to the first item in the agenda. So JSON is a file format which is used to exchange information between different applications. So it could be from your desktop to the application that you are accessing from desktop, or it could be your mobile to the application that you are invoking, or it could be two different servers which are exchanging the information. So whenever this information is exchanged, so that information is represented using this JSON format. Its full form is of course JavaScript object notation, and it offers human readable collection of data. Along with that, the data can be accessed logically, which makes it quite easy to access that information when you are writing your code. And the extension for this is .json. This can be pronounced as .json or .json, but the correct way is .json, but in reality it doesn't matter. You can pronounce it as .json or .json. So let's see why JSON is so popular these days, or what are the benefits of JSON. So first important advantage of JSON is it is less verbose as compared to XML. I mean, as you know that XML came into IT industry quite long back before this JSON came. So of course when the application started using JSON, they saw the obvious advantages which JSON has over XML, and that is why they started implementing JSON instead of XML. So when we see the set of data which is implemented using JSON and the same set of data when it is implemented using XML, so we can see there is a vast difference in the memory which is occupied in both the cases. JSON takes less amount of memory as compared to XML, and that makes it lightweight. And you can understand in terms of mobile application, it is a great advantage, because in mobile application we have less resources and less bandwidth available, and that is why JSON becomes the obvious choice for mobile applications. Next is JSON is quite easy to use. It offers various easy to use libraries like Jackson APIs, which helps to simplify the commonly used use cases. One of the important parameter is the performance. As we discussed that JSON is compact and lightweight, so of course it consumes very less memory space, and its speed of execution or speed of translation of the data is very high as compared to XML. The next is, as JSON follows a standard structure, it makes developers job very easy when they are reading that XML information, or when they are writing the code and they are manipulating the JSON object. So in that case it becomes very easy for them. Next obvious advantage is readability. So if you look at any JSON objects, it is quite easy to understand for the human beings, irrespective of whether you know the programming languages or not. You can very easily read JSON file independent of any programming language. It is quite easy to read, and that makes it quite readable. So this is the one of the advantage JSON has. So when we look at this set of benefits of JSON, that gives us the obvious differences between JSON and XML. So you can see JSON is compact, it is lightweight, it is fast as compared to XML, and it's quite easy to parse that JSON file as compared to XML. If you look at the XML file, if you want to parse it, you need to create a data model object for that, data object model for that, and using that you have to parse. But in case of JSON, that is quite easy to achieve. So if you know the parsing mechanisms in different language, for example like Java or Ajax, you will observe that it's quite easy to write a code to parse JSON data as compared to the XML data. Let's have a look at the example of JSON and XML file. So you can see on left hand side we have a student information represented using JSON, and same information when expressed using the XML language. So you can see in case of all the, for example, let's say in case of name, you can see that name is equal to Tom, and for the same piece of information we have to write name then value, which is Tom, and after that we have to again close the bracket. So if you compare the characters that are required for both the cases, you will see that JSON needs much more lesser capacity to represent the same information, and that makes it quite obvious choice for the mobile applications or any other applications where performance and speed are quite of an importance. Now let's move to next section where we will see the rules for writing the JSON data. So one of the first and important thing is that the data is always represented in name value pair. So you can see when we want to represent this language, we represented it in key value pairs, where language is the key and what is the value of that particular key? It is Python. Now in this case we have only one name value pair. What if we wanted to add one more name value pair? That is something answered by the second rule that is there. We need to add a comma, and after that comma we can add one more key value pair. So here first key value pair was language is Python, and then we added one more name value pair saying addition is 4. Let's see the next rule. So curly braces hold the objects. So you can see here this is one particular object. Similarly, if you have multiple objects, there would be multiple curly braces each holding that particular object. The next syntax is square brackets hold arrays. So whenever we want to express the arrays, they need to be in the square braces. So you can see under this book is an array which has two book objects. So this is the first object with ID 1 and author, and similarly this is the second object with ID is equal to 07 and the author value, and both these objects are into this array called book. So let's see what are the different data types in JSON. So it can be number, where it can be integer or a floating number. Next is string, which could be a text. We can also have a boolean which can have the values as either true or false. JSON also supports null values to represent the variable wherein we just have the key and we don't have anything in the value. Of course the object, which we saw that it has to be in the curly braces, so which is nothing but the collection of key value pairs and separated by comma. And last is array, which is the order sequence of values, and it is always denoted by the square brackets. So these are the different data types which are supported in JSON. So before moving to disadvantages of JSON, let me quickly show you JSON in Notepad++. So you can see this is the student information. So this student is an array wherein we have two objects. So this is our first object wherein we have ID, name and last name, and similarly this is our second object wherein we have ID, name and last name, and this student is an array of these two objects. So see the simplicity of JSON. For example, if I want to add one more thing here, which is nothing but the subjects, and subjects can be an array having multiple elements. So I can just add a square bracket, and here I can add, these are the two subjects, history and music. So you can see under this object I created one more array with the name subjects, and it has two values, history and music. Similarly, I can make last name as null. or if I want to create one more object, I can add one more object. Let's give the name id as 4, and okay, I forgot to add comma here. That's why I was getting error while formatting it. Yeah, so you can see it's very easy to add different objects in an array. You can even add one more object or array inside it. For example, after students you can have users, and similar way you can add different elements in this JSON file. So let's go back to our presentation and see few more details about JSON. So talking about disadvantage of JSON, so one of the major disadvantage as compared to XML files is no namespace support. If you already know how XML works, then you must be aware that in XML we can have two elements with the same name but with a different namespace. So namespace will indicate what could be the contents of that element. For example, I can have a student element with just name and ID, and I can have one more student with the different namespace, and that can have a different information. But that namespace kind of functionality is not available in JSON, which makes it quite difficult in order to extend it for future reference. The next is for development tools wise, we have quite less tools as compared to XML. And last is there is no support or formal grammar definition. For example, in case of XML we have XSDs, which is nothing but a definition of that XML file. But in case of JSON we do not have anything like that. But of course, though this is a disadvantage, but ironically this is something which has worked in favor of JSON, because that is what the beauty of JSON, that you can extend it or add the elements as and when you want, because there is no specific contract or grammar definition attached to it. So let's see what are the popular JSON tools in the market. So first is the JSON lint, wherein you can view, you can format your JSON, you can validate your JSON. Next is the online JSON editor, wherein you can quite easily edit your JSON file. Third is the JSON to XML converter. In case if you want to convert your JSON to XML, you can use this. And finally, the JSON formatter, wherein you can put the JSON string and it will format it for you, and that will make your job easier in order to view the data, or otherwise if you want to debug any JSON data, then you can make use of this. So this was about the quick introduction to JSON. I'm sure you will definitely get benefited from this, and thank you for watching, and do like and subscribe to this channel to get the regular updates about the different videos that I upload. Thank you.